Hello? 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 Can you guys hear me? Testing, testing. Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier. Welcome to Five Nights at Freddy's. Hello? Testing. Hello? Better? Okay, all good. Okay, good. Hello, everybody. It's been a while. I'm very happy to be back. I have a lot to discuss with you all. Thank you, everybody, so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Here, let me turn myself up a little. OBS updated and everything, so I didn't realize I was muted. My bad. But I'm back. I'm alive. I'm well. I'm okay. There was a big rough point. Basically, the whole month of October, I was really going through some stuff that I'll talk about. But I'm back, and I'm feeling so much better now. So let's shout out everybody who's here. We'll say our prayers, and then I'll just get into why I've been gone, we'll catch up. So thank you so much for being here. Sun, Batsy, Mac and Cheese, Strategic, Autumn, Carrie, Joshua, O2, Shiny, Kiwi, Janoy, Merrick, and Zero, and Yuki. I appreciate you all so much for being here. Thank you so much. Let's say our prayers, and we'll get right into it. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Oh Lord, thank you so much for providing us all with this wonderful day. Thank you for helping me be back to streaming. I pray that you may please provide spiritual protection over me and everyone watching today, that no enemies may harm us mentally, physically, or spiritually, oh Lord. Please help us continue to grow closer to you and spread your love and your word towards others. Amen. In the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. The thumbnail looks like one of those "Good morning, have a nice day, Jesus loves you, boomer gifts on tenor." I was kind of going for that look. I honestly love that aesthetic. Missed you. So thankful you're feeling better. Thank you so much, friends. So we'll just get right into it, right? So why was I gone? I put out a total of 3 announcements. I don't know if you guys read them or not, but I put out a total of 3 announcements about my health situation. Yeah, some big health updates for you guys. I'm very pleased to announce that I think I will be back to streaming regularly, like Monday through Friday, like actually streaming starting again this Monday. I'm determined to beat Persona 3 this year. I'd really like to do that, and I'd like to get back into reading Bible with you guys as well. Yeah, no, I'm not doing tomorrow. I'm gonna make a schedule for when I'm back. This is just like a ZATSUDAN health update. I'm gonna be back fully starting Monday. I know you guys have missed me. I'm very happy for that because I'm very blessed with the amazing community I have fostered here. I'm going to be back Monday through Friday, like just my regular schedule of Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. is what I'll be doing. I'm happy to get back into the swing of things. I'm happy I'm feeling better. So anyway, what the heck even happened? So basically, I was streaming and I was playing Ione, and I thought I was going to stream for a bit, but then I talked to my psychiatrist, and I was like, I want to get off my antidepressants because I don't feel depressed. I wanted to be healthier. You know, SSRIs can kind of hurt your body a little bit. And I got off my mood stabilizers, so I was diagnosed Asperger's syndrome, which is a form of autism, when I was about 3rd, 4th grade. I also got diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder and major depressive disorder when I was around that same time. So the psychiatrist, when I was younger, put me on a mood stabilizer and an antidepressant. Now, over the course of my life, I definitely, I would say I definitely needed some of the medication. I definitely needed it. I was going through a rough time around puberty, you know, um, and the medicine has helped me a lot, but I just felt like I was at a place in my life where I didn't need it anymore. Um, I have a boyfriend who really loves me. I have a very supportive community. You guys, parents that love me, family that loves me. I was like, I don't really feel depressed, so I wanted to get off my antidepressant. And I got off my mood stabilizer like 6 months ago, and there was no withdrawal or anything to it. I got off my mood stabilizer completely fine. I didn't even, my body didn't even know I was off it, but my psychiatrist was like, okay, you want to get off your antidepressant, that's fine. So we started slowly weeding myself down. So I didn't feel anything at first, right? I felt fine. Like, it was my mom's birthday and I was weeding myself off of the medication and I felt fine. The first couple of days where I was off my antidepressant completely, I felt fine. Like, I didn't feel anything. But then, like I was going to the mall with my father, it was fine. But then the third day, it hit me. I woke up in a major sweat. Like, have you ever felt hot and cold at the same time? I felt extremely hot and extremely cold. Like, I was sweating, but I was also shivering. I felt very yucky. I couldn't even get up. I felt extremely dizzy. I couldn't type. And my stomach, let's just say there was some bathroom issues. I mean, it was probably the worst physical pain I have felt in an extremely long time. It felt like I was dying. It literally, I can't explain it, but it felt like I was dying. Where I felt extremely nauseous, like I couldn't eat anything because like I was spitting up everything. I couldn't get out of bed because I was so dizzy. I was passing out. My GI issues were not doing very good, and I was so hot and cold at the same time. I was sweating. It was just so much pain. And I was like, oh dang, am I experiencing the withdrawal of my antidepressant? Because it was a shock for me, because like I said, the only other psychiatric medicine I was put on in my life was my mood stabilizer, and I got off of that with no withdrawal at all. By the way, are you guys still here? I just want to make sure my stream's still live. But I got off of that with no problems at all. Oh, thank you, Renee. Okay, everybody's here. Okay, good. But I got off of that with no problems at all. So I was not expecting such an insane withdrawal from my antidepressant. And the crazy thing was, I was only on 30 milligrams of my antidepressant. It was Celexa. You can, if you're curious. Celexa. And so I was like, can 30 milligrams really be making me feel this pain? But I mean, I've been taking it for about 12 plus years or so. So I mean, I guess if my body just like stops taking something that I've been taking for 12 plus years, I'll feel that way. But yeah, I went through, I literally felt like I was dying. I'm probably not wording it correctly, but you guys saw like my first announcement. I couldn't even type. Like, I just felt extremely dizzy and nauseous. It was the worst physical pain I've experienced. I think it tops the pain. It was worse than the pretzel death situation that happened like a year ago. It was definitely worse than that. It was not fun at all. I couldn't believe that such a small dose made me feel such a way. But my body, we found out my body is extremely responsive to medicine. Like, I've never drank like alcohol or anything, but I assume I'm one of those people where if I drank like one little shot, I would get super drunk. You know what I mean? Like, I'm very light. Well, right now, but we'll get into my weight later. But back then, I was like 88 pounds, right? And I'm 5'2", 22 years old, so not so very responsive to medicine because I'm so small and everything. So my body just getting off it was an insane withdrawal pain. It was really bad, but I hung in there. I asked for prayers, and I'm so immensely happy and grateful for everyone who prayed for me, because like, God hears his children. Like, I was really, really suffering physically at first, and it took about a week and a half of just rotting in bed crying from pain, but I got better. And I'm very thankful for that. Whoa! Zaz, thank you so much. That's so generous of you, friend. I truly appreciate that. Thank you very much. Very happy to be back. But like, after like a week and a half of just rotting in bed, I felt better, and I was very blessed that God heard my prayers and you all prayed for me. It truly means a lot, and I want everybody to know that everybody who's been praying for me to get better, I've been praying for you guys as well. Like, whatever you were dealing with, you know, I was saying to God, Lord, I pray that all those who prayed for me, that whatever they're dealing with, you may heal their prayer and answer them, and guide them and help them and fill them with peace. So God thankfully heard my prayer. God always provides for his children, and I'm so immensely blessed and happy for that. Oh, and also, shout out Nugget, Akim, Silly, for being here. Thank you guys. And Renee. Okay. And and GC. Just shouting out everybody who is here. I appreciate it. So I finally started feeling better, and I was like, oh, this is great. But then, womp womp, once my physical health, thank you, Matt, once my physical health got better, my mental health declined. So, like I said, I've been taking an antidepressant for about 12 years, so it was extremely hard for my body to deal, my brain now, to deal with, now that my body was, I guess when I was so physically sick, I couldn't process my mental pain. But once my physical pain got better, then I really noticed a dip in my mental quality. Like, I would wake up and cry and have panic attacks and have unironic autistic meltdowns over nothing. It wouldn't make any sense. I'm somebody, I would like to think I'm a very logical person, but my brain would not operate on logic. Once I got off it, it would jump to conclusions or bad thoughts at the quick of a whim. Everything was so overstimulating, overwhelming, and I would just cry and cry and cry, and have meltdowns. And the mental pain was worse than the physical pain. I'd rather experience that physical pain than the mental pain, like tenfold. I truly would. It made me frustrated. Whoa! Dude, silly Wonker Sagawa. I haven't even seen you in my streams before. What in the world? That is such a generous donation. Thank you so much, friend. That truly means a lot to me. I'm very happy, very, very grateful. I'm sorry to hear, but glad you've gotten better. Thank you, friend. And I guess you may just be one of the lurkers, so thank you for coming out of lurking. I appreciate it. You guys are very, very kind. But how can you be sad when beluga whales actually have completely soft, squishy, and empty heads? Yeah, see, that was one of the things I was struggling with is I have a wonderful life. God is here for me. I have somebody who loves me. I have parents that love me, family that loves me. But for some reason, like, I think they actually did scans on my brain or something, and like my brain was kind of funky. Like, you guys know I also have chronic scoliosis, so I was born with a funky spine. I think I was born with a funky brain too, and not just like a funky autism brain. Like, my serotonin levels in my brain are genuinely like not normal. So like, where normal people, they have like a little spot in their brain for happiness, like I didn't have the serotonin there needed to feel happy. Like, I would just cry and feel sad. And I did, like, when I was 12 or 13, like, you guys know in the past, like, trigger warning, I guess, but like I attempted suicide multiple times, and thankfully God saved me. But I did have those thoughts in the past, and I was feeling really depressed. Like, I wasn't feeling suicidal thoughts per se, but I was feeling like the thing I would think is I want to go to heaven. Like, I don't want to be here. Like, I'm in a lot of pain. I just want to go to heaven. So not so much as like I want to kill myself, but like I just want Jesus to come back so I can escape this pain. You know, it was just it was really rough, just crying nonstop and everything like that. And I realize I'm being really vulnerable with my mental health and my physical health journey, so I ask that you please try to be just considerate when you guys type. The reason why I even am telling you guys about my mental health journey and my physical health journey is because, like, I don't want to like Batsy said, I'm an inspiration, and that makes me happy, but I don't want to call myself an inspiration because I want to be humble. Like, we're all dust, and to dust we shall return. But if it can even help one person, that's what my goal in life is, to help people. Like, I want you to know that it gets better, because my story, we'll get into the how I got better, we'll get into it, but just know that, like, your suffering, whatever you're dealing with, can truly go away if you trust the Lord. And that's what I did. Like, even when I was, and thank you, Wacky and everybody for being here, appreciate it. But anyway, I was just in extreme mental pain, and I didn't know what to do. So I talked to my psychiatrist, and this was before, like, I realized I was depressed again. I thought it was just my anxiety came back. I didn't realize I was depressed, but so I told him, you know, I feel extremely anxious, and I'm crying, and I'm having autistic meltdowns and stuff. And I wanted a all-natural medicine, because I would like to go to Japan one day, and Japan is very, what's the word? For lack of a better word, very conservative when it comes to medication. You're not going to be able to take most of your psychiatric meds there, or anything with like CBD or Delta 8 or anything there. So I was like, I would like to try something all natural, because I want to be healthier. You know what I mean? Like, if it's in the cards one day, I may, you know, if God wants me to have a child one day, I would like, you know, not to suffer from a miscarriage, or for my child to, I don't want my child's brain to be funky, because I know that SSRIs, if you have a child when you're on SSRIs, like, it can really mess up your kid. So I just wanted to be healthy, like, there's many reasons I wanted to get off my antidepressants. That's one. And the other one is because, traveling, if I ever have a kid, and then, just is my weight. So, if you guys have been in my community for a long time, you know I'm pretty severely underweight. Like, thank you, Vin. Like, I'm 5'2" and was 88 pounds, right? And I'm 22 years old. Even if we're a female, that shouldn't be the case. Like, when I was at the doctor with my mother, when I was younger, he said, you know, if she ever gets under 90 pounds, you need to take her to the hospital. And it's not that I ever had an eating disorder. It's just I was never hungry. And I looked it up, and the antidepressant they put me on when I was a kid, when I was like 12, was an appetite suppressant. So all these years, I'm thinking, like, why am I never hungry? Why do I never want to eat or anything? It's because they literally gave me a medicine, excuse me, that makes me not want to eat. I thought I just had a small stomach all this time. But no, apparently the like I said, it was called Celexa. It made you not hungry. So I said to my psychiatrist, you know, I wanted to get off the antidepressant so I could eat more and everything. So anyway, now we're here with the anxiety problem. So he's like, I'm going to try to give you this thing called ashwagandha. It's an Indian root, and it suppresses anxiety. And this was my second health update. So I get put on the ashwagandha. It's an all-natural pill you can get at any health store. And honestly, rather scary how fast it works. I didn't take it for a couple days because I guess I wanted to prove to myself that I was quote-unquote strong enough to live life without medicine. But as I have matured, I've realized, you know, my parents take medicine to help them with daily stuff in their life. It doesn't matter if I take medicine, you know, God has a plan for everybody, and sometimes you need something to help you, like whether I feel like it's like if somebody's on dialysis or somebody has cancer and they're doing what's it called, chemotherapy or something. I'm not going to tell them to just be strong. Whoa, fat cat! Thank you. I love fat cats. I actually really want to get a cat. Oh, but that's another topic for another day. But anyway, dang it, what was I talking about? Oh, thank you, fat cat. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, everybody. Dang it, I lost my train of thought. Something about eating something. Oh, ashwagandha. But I realized that. You wouldn't tell somebody who's like doing dialysis or something. You wouldn't just tell them to suck it up and be strong. You know what I mean? Sometimes in life, God provides things for you to help your life. You know, so I learned that it doesn't matter if I need to take medicine or not to live. You know. So, I was like, I accepted it. I was like, okay, I'm just somebody who's going to need to take medicine to help me in my life. So, I tried the ashwagandha. My mother gave it to me. I was having an autistic meltdown. Like, I know, like, that's kind of like a buzzword nowadays, you know what I mean? So, it's kind of weird that I have to say unironically, but I'm actually diagnosed with ASD. So, like, I was actually, like, having, like, a, you know, rocking back and forth, hitting your head meltdown. Crying meltdown. So anyway, she gave me the ashwagandha. It was really freaky because it immediately stopped my meltdown. And that was great. I was really happy for that. The ashwagandha immediately stopped my meltdown. So, like, no more rocking, no more head banging, no more crying. And I was like, oh, this is great. So I thought I was going to be on the ashwagandha. But as I'm taking it more, I'm realizing it has a very negative side effect, which I don't like. It for lack of a better word, it made me feel like an NPC. It was a struggle for me to even emote. Like, I couldn't emote. It was very hard to emote. I'm somebody who happy cries a lot. I couldn't happy cry anymore when I was on my ashwagandha. I didn't feel really loving, for lack of a better word. I felt like an NPC. Like, I felt like I had one dialogue option, you talk to me, and that's it. Like, it made me feel extremely dizzy, too, and, I'm not going to get into too much detail, but, it gave me some bathroom issues. So, I was like, I do not like how this works at all. I want to get off it. So, it was around that time when, okay, friend, I'll accept you. It was around that time that I realized I want to get off my ashwagandha, and I want something for my... It was depressing, honestly. But, like I said, I'm better. I mean, I'm obviously back to streaming, so you're going to find out what got me better. But I got off it, and I talked to my psychiatrist, and I was like, I think I'm just depressed. And I was like, you know, it's hard because I'm so blessed for what I have. Like, I have a great life. I've suffered a lot of trauma in my past, yeah, and sometimes I have bad thoughts and memories of the past. But, like, overall, I have a wonderful life. Like, like I said, I have multiple people in my life who love me and care about me. But it sucks when you have all that, but for some reason, your brain still refuses to be happy. And I think I just realizing that, like, and if you're somebody like this too, it's like, don't feel guilty, because, like, sometimes your brain is just funky. Like, you're born with a funky brain. Like, my serotonin levels in my brain were messed up, so I can have the best life ever, but I'm still gonna be sad because a part of my brain isn't there. Like what's it, like that person from Wizard of Oz or whatever. Like, I literally have a little chunk of my brain missing, you know what I mean? So anyway, I was like, my depression's back. I need something, preferably all natural, to get my depression away. And he said, okay, well, there's this all natural medicine. It's actually the medicine I've used in my thumbnail. It's the flower I used in my thumbnail. It's called St. John's wort. And it was actually named after St. John the Baptist. I believe it was a flower native to his area or something. So immediately as a Christian, I'm like, oh, okay, this is cool. Has a religious name, maybe it will help me. And keep in mind, throughout this whole time, I'm like, every day, you can't just, you have to, even when you're dealing with stuff like this, you have to constantly be praying to God. Constantly. You have to be like, Lord, I trust you in your plan. I know I'll get better. I bind and rebuke any enemies trying to harm me mentally, physically, spiritually. Oh, and thank you, Clay and Michael and Conrail, for being here, friends. I appreciate it. And mugwort? I don't know if it's mugwort. I don't know. It's just called St. John's wort, like St. John the Baptist, and then WORT. So, but keep in mind, you have to be hopeful, even when you're depressed. Please be hopeful about your situation, because I knew things were going to get better. It was just a very rough bump. So anyway, I'm off the ashwagandha, and I feel a lot better emotion-wise. Like, I don't feel like an NPC anymore, which is great. But then, like, bro, not to sound like a snake oil salesman or whatever, but this is the miracle flower. I'm calling it the miracle flower. What the heck? Got an ad. How do I disable those? I don't know how to do that. I apologize if there's an ad in the stream. I don't do that on purpose. I don't know how to get rid of it. You tell me. Like I said, I've been gone for a month, so I guess YouTube updated a bunch of stuff. OBS updated everything. But bro, I'm telling y'all, if you guys have depression, I don't want to say if you have MDD, major depressive disorder, I would say maybe pharmaceuticals would be the best, just as somebody who did a bit of who studied psych and was going to be a psychiatrist before I dropped out because I'm a stinky neat. But if you have moderate to low level depression, I'm just saying, you can get this from any health store. Get St. John's wort. I could not believe it. First day I took it, I was a little stressed out because I had a lucid dream. I've never had a lucid dream in my life. It was a very, very, I can't remember much, but all I know is I had a lucid dream for the first time ever, and it was very weird, and I didn't like it. So I was I was a little worried at first. I was like, oh, is this gonna make me have weird dreams every night? But thankfully, the following nights, no weird dreams, no lucid dreams or whatever. And the second day, literally the second day, I was a little worried because my psychiatrist was like, usually it takes 2 to 6 weeks for it to work for people. But bro, 2 days in, and like I said, this is just my story. You may be different, but I would recommend trying this medicine at least. And like I said, it's literally a flower, all natural flower. Bro, second day I took this medicine, my depression was gone completely. I couldn't believe it. It was like I was back on my pharmaceutical antidepressant when I was 12. It was insane. Like, I'm somebody who may be a little bit anxious sometimes still, or have bad thoughts still, but I still had that when I was on my antidepressant. But like literally all my sadness, my depression, gone. Like, it was crazy. It was like I was taking my Celexa again. And I've been taking it for about a week, I would say. I take it in the morning. And it's literally like my depression is gone. And yes, dude, it will totally stop you from being lazy. I've noticed, so I'm somebody that was like, oh, I'm so eepy, let me eep. Oh God, why do you give me your biggest naps? Oh, you are my sleepiest soldier, or something, you know, like that meme. Like, I was somebody who was so eepy all the time. I just wanted to sleep. I wanted to sleep. And it was kind of insane. Like, I've never had a coffee in my life, but I imagine it feels like what people who drink coffee feel like, because I have so much energy now. It's insane. Well, I feel like my energy has evened out now, but at least the first couple of days, bro, I couldn't go to bed. I went to bed at 6 a.m. I was up all night. I was all jittery. I literally had to like dance, like work out for like I literally did cardio for an hour to get me tired. But thankfully, as I've taken it more, I feel more back to my regular EP self, I would say. But I do have more energy. But yeah, it really severely helped. I'm truly blessed. Like, I feel back to my normal regular self. So it's honestly kind of emotional saying this, but I'm off all my pharmaceutical medicine. I'm not on any more psychiatric medicine, and I am very blessed that to God that do you have a boyfriend? Yes, I have a boyfriend. I'm not trying to get with any one of y'all. I have a boyfriend who I love very much. But I am so immensely blessed. I don't do no parasocial stuff. You can go to VShojo for that, okay? I'm a Christian streamer. But I am. It's honestly emotional saying it, but like, I'm off all my psych meds. Not to shame anybody who's on psychiatric medicine, but for me, in my life, in my journey, I just feel like I would be a healthier woman especially, if I got off them. Because SSRIs and antidepressants can kind of, I won't go into too much detail, but they can mess with your your girly stuff, the stuff you get when you're a girl, you know. You can, it messes with that, and it can just alter your hormones and just make you a little worse, physically wise. So I just wanted to be healthier and get off them, and I know, like, when I was suffering from the crazy withdrawal physically and mentally, I was like, God, I know I'm off this medicine for a reason, so please, like, please help me, God provides. Like, God always is there for you. Now let's go to a really happy, interesting point I want to talk about, which is my weight. So I explained to you guys that I used to be, like 2 weeks ago, I was 88 pounds. I would say I would be 87, 88. I would fluctuate 87 to 89 pounds a week. But basically, for over the courses of 4+ years, that would be my weight. Like, I would be 87 to 89 pounds. And like I said earlier, the antidepressant I was on was an appetite suppressant. So, first thing I noticed, once I was feeling better mentally, when I was feeling better physically, was, dang, I'm hungry. Why am I so hungry? Like, let's put it this way. I'm somebody who, in the past, if I wanted a pizza, I'm having 2 slices at most. Usually just 1, right? It's kind of insane now because I'm eating the whole pizza. Like, not an extra large cheesy pepperoni lover special, you know, but like a frozen pizza, I'm eating the whole thing. Whereas usually back then I would have had like only 1 or 2 slices maximum. And food, I can't even believe this. Food looks appetizing to me now. Like usually, yeah, I'm literally in my bulking arc. I'm in my chunk arc. I could not, like, if people were talking about food back in the day, like, I got grossed out by it. Like, I don't, for something, because like I said, I was on something that made me not like food. My Celexa made me appetite suppressant. It made me feel like food is disgusting. But now, like, bro, I got into this, like, trap of just watching videos of, like, people eating food at, like, Japanese theme parks. And I was like, oh dang, this food looks good. I want the Mario ice cream. I want the pasta. I want this food. And I've never experienced that before in my life. Like, it was getting to the point where, like, I was watching, like, what did they call it? Mukbangs? Like, people eating food, like not watching, like, Nikocado level stuff, but just, like, watching a Japanese girl eat, like yummy food, and I was like, oh, dude, this looks delicious. So, oh, and I'll read comments soon. I'm just trying to finish my train of thought. But, like, I would start eating the whole entire thing of mac and cheese. Maybe just 1 serving I would have in the past. Now, I'm having 2 servings minimum. Like, 3 servings maximum. Like, I'm eating stuff that, like, I used to be, like, I know what you're saying, son. Son says it's good you're eating, but make sure you watch what you eat to prevent bad habits. But, like, honestly, I'm just gonna eat what I feel like eating, because gaining weight is really important to me now. And I am pleased to announce, about 2 weeks off of my antidepressant, I was 88 pounds. I'm 91 pounds now, which is a 3-pound difference if I'm not mistaken, which may sound very little, but I'm somebody who, in the past, give it a year, I'm the same weight. Give it 3 years, I'm the same weight. For me to gain 3 pounds in 2 weeks, I think is incredible. I'm officially at a healthy threshold of 91 pounds. And I really just have God to thank for that. I'm very happy. Because I know, like, I don't, like, I'm somebody, like, when I'm married, if I have a kid or if I don't have a kid, I'll be happy either way. But now at least I know, like, if I have a kid in the future, the chances of me miscarrying are far less because I'm a healthy weight, which makes me happy. So I'm very blessed and happy that, and not even just for pregnancy wise, like, just getting more energy, just being a healthy person, not suffering so much from physical sickness, like being a healthy weight really adds to all of that, and I'm very blessed and happy for that, and thank you all for your support. I really appreciate it. Excuse me. My GERD's still here. But I get it, right? I feel like, never officially diagnosed, but I feel like I had a bit of orthorexia in the past, which is like, orthorexia is like disordered eating due to wanting to be healthy. Like, I was somebody, I'm scanning every single thing I buy, I'm scanning the ingredients, and I'm checking them twice. I'm not eating any candy at all. I'm not eating any junk food, like fried stuff, no. Seed oils, no. And yes, it's good and it's important to be healthy, but I've become, is the word lenient? I don't know what that word means. I feel like that might be used in the right context, but I'll just say I've become a little bit more relaxed with my food. For instance, I ate mochi ice cream. Like, I ate an entire thing of mochi ice cream, like, the past couple of days. And that's good. Like, and it's not, like, super unhealthy. Like, it's organic and everything. And, bro, it's delicious. And it's helping me gain weight. So, I'm really blessed that, I have a healthier relationship with food now. I don't have the healthiest relationship with food. But, I mean, but it's getting better. Let's put it this way. You guys know, I feel like in my stream talking about my journey with autism, I told you guys how I had an autistic meltdown watching Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs in the theaters. Because many autistic people, they have this thing called AFRID, avoided food restrictive intake disorder, which means you're extremely picky. You can only eat certain foods. You're very, texture sensitive. But over the years, it's been getting better, and the fact that food doesn't like make me have a panic attack anymore or a meltdown, I think that's a really good step. We're getting there. We're taking baby steps, and we're getting better every day. Praise God. So yeah, my goal. Who knows? Maybe by 2 years I'll weigh 100 pounds. That would make me extremely happy. If I can get into if I can get into 3 digits, I'll be extremely happy. There's obviously still things I need to work on. I'm starting CBT therapy, and I know y'all are goofsters and gaffsters. You're gonna laugh your little heads off when I say I'm doing CBT, but it's cognitive behavioral therapy, and it's to minimize and rethink how I view bad thoughts. I definitely don't have PTSD because I'm not getting like a panic attack over them, but it's hard sometimes because I've gone through a lot of trauma in my life. I'm not going to get too much into that. I have like a bunch of Bible studies talking about my testimony and my journey and the things I've been through. But sometimes I still struggle with bad thoughts, or thoughts of trauma. And so I'm hopeful that this new therapy will help me with that. And CBT. It's cognitive behavioral therapy, you guys. It's not the other thing. And I'm very blessed, and I'm going to keep on improving myself and bettering myself, doing the best I can. I think the main problems I have now, like, I'm in a great place mentally, very happy with that. The things I need to work on is my autism. It's never going to go away. But some things I can do is try to work on coping skills for overstimulation, which I'm working on currently. I'm also going to be doing cognitive behavioral therapy for my bad thoughts. And the other bad habit I have is, I don't know if anybody else still does this, is I bite my nails still. Like if I'm a little stressed out, I'll bite my nails, and it's been a bad habit since I was a kid. Like it's just a way for me to stim. But I'm going to, I had it when I was younger, but I don't know where it went. I had my mom got me this little like autistic chewy necklace, like so I can chew that instead of my fingers. So I'm gonna get that. We're also gonna do aromatherapy, and I also have seasonal affect disorder. I think everybody in the world has this, but it's officially in the DSM-5, so I'll just be honest and say I have it, which basically means when it gets to fall or winter, you tend to get a little bit sadder or more anxious or stressed, and that's because when your body, if there's not enough sunlight for some reason, then your body like starts freaking out and stuff. So when I was younger, I also had this thing, it's called a blue light. It's not like, you know how like people nowadays are like, oh, you need the blue light on your phone so you won't get the Wi-Fi poisoning from the radiation. But it's something different. It's like this lamp, and it's a light blue color, and supposedly, I don't know the science behind it. I don't even know if it helps me. Supposedly it helps calm you. So I'm gonna do that, and we're gonna keep on working on it. But yeah, I think I've definitely come a long way, and I will keep doing my best to make God happy, to make my parents happy, to make Mr. happy, to make you all happy. I will keep doing my best to keep improving myself mentally, physically, and spiritually, because as Christians, we want to be as Christ-like as possible. We want to be the best we can to ourselves and to others. Our body is a temple, and we want to treat it like one. And switching to all natural medicine, I was a little worried at first, but genuinely it really helped. I feel exactly how I felt like when I was on my Celexa, and I'm very happy for that. So honestly, if you guys are feeling sad, I'd give it a go. Give St. John's wort a go. You can pick it up from your local thing. I pop one a day. I think one is 300 milligrams. But you can pop. I think two is recommended. But like I said, I'm a lightweight, so I only took one. And isn't medicine so interesting that like for some things I need 300 milligrams, but like when I was on my psychiatric, it was only 30 milligrams. It's interesting, isn't it? Most girls I know bite their nails. They should get chewy necklaces. No. Yeah, hashtag not sponsored. I'm not in like the works with St. John's or behind the scenes or something. And thank you, Big Mac. Is blue light from touchscreens really bad? It's not the healthiest for you. I know it disrupts your sleep schedule, so if you're like an insomniac or something, definitely like having like a blue light filter or something will help. What do you think of Poppets? Poppets are okay. I prefer, I have like a little fidget slug. It's like a little slug you spin around. I can't explain it much, but I think he and Putty too. Putty and Aaron's Thinking Putty I really like. And oh that scared me. My bad. Thank you, Eric. She sold out to Big Wart Shameful. St. John's Wort Stonks Rising. Okay, I need to go like all the way up and read what you guys are saying. Let's see what y'all are talking about. My mom would say you should just go outside more if you're struggling with depression. I mean, the boomers do have some truth to them, I will say, because going outside alone isn't gonna help. Like, I needed St. John's wort, but I will say I struggled a lot in the past with nightmares, and I've realized that the more I go out, the more, like, my dreams are better. Like, I feel more chill. Mister said that probably staying in my room all day makes my mind wander, so I have worse dreams. So going out more and going to places, definitely, like, going outside touching grass, unironically does help a little. Like, if you get sunlight, you'll feel better, because seasonal affective disorder is a real thing, and we need sunlight. We need that vitamin D. Also, just thank you so much, everybody, for being here. I truly appreciate it. They didn't warn you. Yeah, it's rough, because on one hand, I was happy, because I'm not here to, like, crap on pharmaceuticals, because they definitely have their place for some people. I do realize they are overprescribed, and there is a drug epidemic of addicted people, but for me, I did need my medicine, helped me not wanting to kill myself. So I'm not here to poop on it, you know what I mean? I'm not here to, like, shame anybody who takes pharmaceuticals, but for me, I just felt like natural medicine was the way to go. But that's one thing I do think is that they should do. Like, I was a child then, you know what I mean? I was only, like, 12 when I started it, and it is crazy, because they don't tell you much, you know. They'll just be like, take this med, you know what I mean? And it did help me, but I would have liked to know that it wouldn't make me want to eat. So I would definitely recommend St. John's wort. And hi, Iguana and Conrail, strategic. Oh, yeah, that's so true, Strategic. Strategic says, it sounds bad enough as it was. I don't think I want to imagine how bad it could have been without God. The only reason I'm alive is because because God loves me and God is here for me. God loves all his children, but I'm telling y'all, whatever you're going with, whatever you're dealing with, just having that hope and that faith in the Lord, knowing that somebody's always there for you, knowing that somebody's always going to hear your prayers, and that they love you, that you're his child, and that it will get better. And, you know, it says God hears the infirmities of the needy, and if you follow his commandments, you know, he answers them. And yes, sometimes God tests us, sometimes there's things we go through that will be difficult, sometimes the enemy tries to hurt us, but I am a very strong believer that every single thing in life happens for a reason. Like, when I was dealing with the bad withdrawal and the even the mental pain, I was like, oh, you know, sometimes I would be like, oh, why is this happening? But it's like, what was it the right decision to get off my select sub? But yes, it is, because I'm a healthy weight now, and St. John's wort did the job just fine. So God is here for you. You know, everything is part of God's plan. I truly believe it. You know, I'm somebody who went through a lot of physical and mental abuse in the past, and it's sometimes, you know, when I was just when I was just getting into the faith, I was like, why did this even happen to me? But I realized that things that happened to me, I feel like that happened to me specifically, so I can understand what true love is, and I can spread God's true love to others going through a similar situation. You know, the world is a rocky and rough place. You know, this is not, you know, it says that in the Bible that the enemy is the prince of this world. So we're going to have tough times, but with God, all things are possible. You know, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. That's something I've been saying throughout my journey this whole October month, dealing with my withdrawal and everything. And like I said, I'm very pleased to announce that I'm, like, all better. Yes, I still have bad thoughts, but I had that when I was on my Celexa too, and with CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, it will get even more better. So I'm very blessed. I know I'm going to have a great life, and you guys are going to have a great life too. Like, whatever you're dealing with, whatever you're struggling with, just know that God is always there for you, bro. Really. At the end of the day, Christ is king, and he is always going to be here for you and help you, whatever you're dealing with in your life. Oh, and shout out Hugo. I forgot to say hi to you. I said Hugo wants me to pray the rosary. I'm personally not Catholic anymore. I was raised Catholic. I'm non-denominational now. So I don't really think Hail Marys, like, it's hard because I admire Mary. She's a wonderful woman of faith, but I don't think I can communicate to her. I think I can only communicate with God, if that makes sense. I don't think I can communicate with saints. That's just me personally. I respect whatever your opinion is, but that's just me. But yeah, dude. Oh, I've missed my meds for a few days, and it was a struggle. Oh yeah, definitely. I'm somebody who's gonna have to be taking medicine the rest of their life, but that's okay. You know what I mean? It's like taking, I'm not ashamed that, you know, I'm taking medicine. Like, maybe that can help somebody. If you're somebody that's struggling with, like, feeling like, oh, I'm not strong enough, like, you know, God appoints people or things in our lives to help us for a reason, you know. Sometimes we can't deal with life unmedicated. Like, there was this thing, and it was like, there was this meme, and it was like, how are you dealing with the brain fart. I don't even know. Anyway, basically, without meds, it's hard, okay? And you shouldn't feel shame in taking something to make you feel better. It's not like you're on, like, heroin or something, you know what I mean? There's no bad side effects. It's just something all natural that can help you, and there's no shame in that, I truly think. But yeah, I want to bulk up. I actually want to bulk up. Like, not like, what are those ladies called? Lack of a better word, I don't know the official word. Those muscle girls, like those muscle girls. I don't want to get, like, a 6-pack or whatever, but I definitely want to, I would like to go to the gym, you know, lifting, at least dancing, cardio, something. Eating more and exercising more, I think that will unironically help me. How are you doing, Autumn? Mario ice cream has spaghetti and mushroom flavor. It's like on a Mario ice cream sandwich that they have in Super Nintendo World in Japan. And they have, like, fire flour pasta, I think it was. It was good. Yeah, Nikocado did fry his brain from all the junk food, so watch what you eat a little bit. And how you doing, Ice? Thank you for being here. Yeah, chicken is good. I like chicken. Oh, and how you doing, Orc? My go-to meal these days, I had chicken wings, organic chicken wings, organic French fries, and organic broccoli last night for dinner. It was very scrumptious, if I do say so myself. Can you eat peanut butter? Yeah, I can eat peanut butter. But there was this thing that happened to me a year ago where I was eating pretzel nuggets, and then my mother mixed up a medicine combination for me, which is why I'm thankful to be off psychiatric medicine as well. So, like, no more mix-ups happen. But basically, my mom gave me, like, an allergy medicine with my antidepressant at the time, and it literally said it could cause death. So I was, like, eating like a peanut butter pretzel, and, like, I literally I couldn't move. I had this, like, sharp chest pain. I honestly thought I was gonna die. It was really painful, and ever since then, I haven't gone back to peanut butter pretzels, but I'm sure I could have peanut butter. I'm proud of you, friend. You've come a long way. Thank you. Like, if you watched me back in the day on DLive, like, I was just starting out with Christianity. You know, I would engage in drama, and I would, like, cry every stream. But I definitely have come a long way. No more sad crying, no more drama, just doing the best I can be to be a virtuous woman. That's what I want to accomplish. How you doing, Gratifier? Doesn't CBT have a history of abusiveness with its patients? No, it does not. You're thinking of cognitive behavioral therapy is just shaping the way you rethink your thoughts. You're thinking of, I totally know what you're talking about, because they do it at the Judge Worcester Center or whatever. It's this place, and usually, not to be all postal too on you guys with, can you sign my petition? But I know there's a petition online to, like, stop it, but there is a place in the United States where they still do they do some sort of therapy. I wish I knew what it was called that they did there. But basically they shock you can be low functioning all the way to high functioning. It doesn't matter. If you're autistic, they will shock you, and many autistic children, teens and adults have died there because they literally just zap them with the electricity. So no, CBT is fine. Literally all we're doing is giving me a workbook to journal my thoughts and help me think more positively. It's not like they're shocking me or anything, but I definitely know what you're talking about. Judge Wardenberger or whatever, shut it down, sign my petition. Some people paint nails to prevent biting nails. Oh, I'm not really I'm kind of tomboyish. I don't know. I don't like really painting my nails. I'm not the biggest fan of painting nails. I peel skin off my fingers when I'm anxious. I do that too. That's why I'm hoping that the chewy necklace will help. But yeah, I'm just catching up. I'm not seeing what y'all are typing now. I'm just catching up from old comments. DSM-5 is a crook. No, it's not. I don't want to get into a fight with you, but I've studied psychiatry extensively before I dropped out, just so I could become a VTuber. I mean, it's a diagnostic manuscript to diagnosing mental issues in people. I don't know why it could be a crook. They didn't have CPTSD in it. Admittedly, it was discovered in 2021. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the DSM-5 came out around 2013, 2014. So obviously, something discovered in 2021 wouldn't be in a book from 2014. It doesn't mean it's BS. Like, I don't know what you're on about, lol. Something I guess I can see what you're saying, because on one hand, I do wish Asperger's syndrome was still in the DSM-5, because I say I have Asperger's syndrome and people look at me like I'm crazy because, it's not in the DSM-5 anymore. It's not in the DSM-5. You have to say you have autism. Like, yes, I know I have autism, but I have a specific form of autism called Asperger's. It's just a weird thing, because people are like, oh, if you say you have Asperger's, that means you're anti-Semitic because the person that founded Asperger's was a Nazi or something. Okay, I guess, are you a Nazi because you drink Fanta and you drive a Honda? You know what I mean? Those were made by Nazis too. Just because the creator of something is bad doesn't mean that thing inherently is bad itself. You know what I mean? I feel like it's important to distinguish, because I bet in 30 years or something, I know there's definitely going to be like 4 categorizations of autism. I can feel it. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it in the future. Because right now, you're either low support needs or high support needs. You're either level 1, level 2, or level 3 autistic. And I just don't think that it encapsulates. It's just not. I feel like if you had specific types of autism, then it would be easier to help people dealing with, because if you look at me and I say I have autism, you don't know what I am. You don't know if I am level 1, level 2, level 3, and then you can be level 1 but struggle more with different things than maybe somebody with a level 3. It's just very complex. But if I say I have Asperger's syndrome, you know I have a specific form of autism, which focuses more on social deficits, not intellectual deficits. So you know what I mean? It would be easier to understand. So I kind of agree with the DSM-5 should maybe encapsulate more types of autism, but that's just me. That's probably a hot take. Okay, I'm catching up. I'm catching up with the new comments now. Vitamin D and K. Oh, how you doing, Robbie? Exercise, especially lifting, pray, and read Bible more. Yep, you know it. Sometimes I think boomers are right and our generation is just messed up. I think there's good and bad people from every generation. How you doing, Guacamole? Whoa! Merrick. Thank you, Merrick. I appreciate it. How much XP do you need to level up your autism? I I don't even know, because it's all new. Like, I was somebody, when I studied psychiatry, I didn't study the newest stuff. I studied more of the old school stuff, but I would say I have level 2 autism. No, I don't even want to say I have level. I don't want to say I have level 1. I don't want to have. I'm going to say I have level 1.5 autism, which is, I'll just say, Asperger's syndrome. I'm going to call it that, even though people get upset when you say you have something that's not in the DSM-5 anymore. I'm just going to say I have it. Because it makes the most sense to me to understand myself and others. But it's kind of weird, like, they group you like you're an SCP. Like, isn't it like SCP class 3, like Keter? Like we're not SCPs. Autumn says, when I stopped smoking, I was feeling withdrawals for like a year. It might take a while for all of them to go away, but they will eventually. Exactly. Be more active. I'm definitely going to get back into the swing of things. I'm definitely going to start streaming again Monday through Friday. Yep. You've reminded me of that meme where it's Jesus stopping the junkie from taking heroin by putting his own arm in the way, and the caption is, "Heck off, Jesus, get your own heroin." Ooh, I don't know how I feel about that. I think that's a little blasphemous, but the sentiment is true, whereas in, Jesus is here to take the pain away from you. You were a drama queen. I don't want to say I was a drama queen back in the day, but I let things get to me more. I'll say that. Like, definitely things got to me more. Like, you could call me, like, I don't know, I'll just say, like, a fart poo-poo face. And, like, if you called me, like, a fat poo-poo face on Twitter, I'd probably respond to you and, like, engage in that. But, like, if somebody says anything to me now, like, I just, I learned as a Christian, you need to turn the other cheek, so I don't engage in stuff like that anymore. But I do feel like I've had tremendous growth, mentally, physically, and spiritually, and I'm very happy for that. Thankfully, mental health treatments have come a long way. Awful thinking people just got locked up 100 years ago. Yeah, you know, like, some people are like, oh, I was born in the wrong generation. I want to go back to, like, the 50s and 60s. I'm happy I live in this generation, because they would have given me a lobotomy back then. And and yes, I get it. Like, the lobotomy like, the Ozymandias lobotomy memes are kind of are silly and cute, but in all actuality, I would not want a lobotomy. Okay, I think you're thinking more of Down syndrome, son. Like, if you have level 3 autism, like, now we're just more so talking about life in general. Like, I used to go to this thing for, like, it was like an autistic teen night, and they would have, like, low-functioning people and high-functioning people. Like, somebody with Asperger's would hang out with, like, a girl who, like, all she would do would watch Sesame Street, you know what I mean? So it was and, like, couldn't talk, she was nonverbal, and all she would do was watch Sesame Street. So I've seen the whole spectrum, and honestly, I don't really see many physical, visual signs in people with level 3 autism. Just my personal experience. Usually you would have Down syndrome and autism. Like, Down syndrome, there's more visual signs, but autism, there's not many visual signs. I know some people say autistics have, like, you have, like, an autistic eyes. Like, I've been told that. Like, I have autistic eyes, whatever that means. I don't know what it means, but I've been told by many people that I have quote-unquote autistic eyes. So I suppose autistic eyes are better than a fluoride stare. What can I say? They have no right to prescribe language. If you find Asperger's to be a useful category, then there's no reason not to use it. I agree. How are you feeling? I'm feeling great. Yeah, so yeah, that's my journey. That's what's been going on the month of October. I just told y'all how I was feeling. And I'm feeling a lot better. I'm feeling I'm feeling like my normal, regular self, and I'm very blessed for that. Lobotomy is dangerous. Yes, yes. Please don't. If somebody offers you a lobotomy, please don't get it. Please don't get it. There are 5 classes of SCPs: Safe, Keter, Lucid, Thaumiel, and Apollyon. When are we gonna get the five classes of autism? Probably aversion to eye contact while looking around elsewhere. oh, you know, I never thought about that. But, like, yes, that's the one thing about autism. You can't make eye contact. But, like, I feel like maybe bug eyes. Is bug eyes the right word? I feel like we tend to have bug eyes. I don't know. I don't know, like, have you guys seen those memes and it's like, can I come over and stare at you with my autistic eyes or something? And it's like even as somebody who's studied autism extensively, like, what the heck is autism eyes? I don't know. If you've seen SCP writers, you understand that those are the 5 classes of autism. You're probably right. But anyway, maybe autistic eyes is an attempt to put into words some subtle differences in nonverbal communication they're unable to articulate, picking up on some unconscious clues or lack therefore of. Maybe. Interesting. Interesting intellectual conversation we are having. I feel very smarticle. The 5 versions of autism. HL4, Victoria 2, EU4, CK2, and Stellaris. I wanted to play Civ on the DOS, but it was too complicated for my brain. It's because there's a lot your brain processes that go off during eye contact and causes stimuli overload. Maybe you're right. You know, I saw an interesting thing a couple of days ago, and it was like, they did this study where they made neurotypical people look at a photo and then autistic people look at a photo. And let's just say, okay, here's Athena Fumo. Normally things that would be like grab your attention, like a person like, okay, me and Athena Fumo. So neurotypical people, you'd be staring like at our eyes, you'd be staring at our faces. But autistic people would stare at the center of the screen, no matter what the photo it was. And I found that very interesting. What does it mean? I have no idea what's it mean or how we can learn from this. But I just found it interesting. Like we would just stare at the center of a screen or something, and they said it was because we have more perception in our eyes. I don't know. I don't know. My brain hurt. I struggle to make eye contact. Yeah, and that's something I've never understood about society, is why we have to make eye contact with people anyway. Like, I feel like, do people not know that listening exists? Like if somebody's talking to me and I say to them, oh, yes, I know about XYZ, or if I'm engaging with them, or I'm just listening to them, or I'm communicating with them, like, why do I need to stare you in the eyes like I'm some sort of, like I'm interrogating you, you know what I mean? Lol, I was staring at the center of the doll. Exactly. We live in a society. Do you know AMQ? I don't know what AMQ is, no. But anyway, now let's get into what the heck's been going on. What the heck did I miss in October? All I know is Five Nights at Freddy's movie came out. That's all I know. Five Nights at Freddy's movie came out, and I guess, spoiler alert, Matt Pat is in it. So and they make him say that's just a theory or something. I have not seen the movie because I'm a baby and I don't like jump scares at all. Even though I played Ione, I don't like jump scares or scary stuff. So I didn't want to see the movie. But all I know is Matt Pat's in all I know is that Matt Pat's in the movie. And he says that's just a theory, so that's camp. That's looking camp right in the eye. He should get an Oscar for that. He should get an Oscar for that. Hey Lifty, how you doing, friend? It's quite cultural in Norwegian. Don't make that much eye contact. Oh, maybe I should go to Norwegia. People in general require physical confirmation that they are communicating. No eye contact may be interpreted as a sign of disrespect. I know, but what I'm saying is it shouldn't be. It's interesting though. No Markiplier in the movie. Okay, so this is what I just gotta say. So we're over my health updates, and we're just gonna talk about cultural stuff now. This is what I don't understand. So apparently Markiplier turned down being in the Five Nights at Freddy's movie because he was doing his own movie, the Iron Lung or whatever. Now, personally, I'm not going to say that Five Nights at Freddy's made Markiplier's career, but Markiplier would not be on the same level he was nowadays if it was not for Five Nights at Freddy's. So, I feel like it's kind of, like, I feel been more humble to be like, Freddy Fazbear, you literally made me, so I will be in your movie. Like, this is a very kind gesture that you made me, and you're inviting me in your movie. Heck yeah, I'll be in your movie. But I don't know, just for me, it feels kind of weird that he'd be like, oh, my movie, I want to shoot my movie instead of some Five Nights at Freddy's. Oh, Five Nights at Freddy's, this is for kids. Five Nights at Freddy's, you know what I mean? But it's, like, I feel like Five Nights at Freddy's made you. You should have, like, it didn't make him, but it made him to the level he was today. So I feel like he should have I feel like he should have done the movie. What role would he had? Apparently, Markiplier would have had, like, a security guard in the beginning or something, I heard. How you doing, Ethan? The Five Night movie isn't out in your country? Interesting. Where do you live where movies are delayed? Five Nights at Freddy's. But all I know is Corey X Kenshin, who I don't really know much about. I know he's a Let's Player, was in it, and Matt Pat was in it. And Markiplier was supposed to be in it, but Markiplier turned it down. Well, if he didn't want to, he didn't want to. It conflicted with his own plans. I know, I'm just expressing my opinion on the subject. Oh, it's not jump scary? Maybe I'll see it then, but for some reason, I don't know. I know Scott Crawford, people got very upset at my server when I had this schizo theory on Five Nights at Freddy's. Like, people were like, Athena, I think you're overreacting, which maybe I am. But, I don't know, I just find the premise of like, whether Scott Crawford likes it or not, his fan base is children, and I don't know, like, your whole plot centers around a father who killed his child and is a mass child serial killer, and then, like, harnessing their souls and their energy or whatever. Like, it just seems like DEMONIC to me. Like, you can call me overreacting, but it just doesn't leave a good taste in my mouth, especially with something that's so popular with children's. I mean, I'm not blaming Scott. That obviously falls more on the parents who allow their children to do that type of content. But it just leaves a yucky taste in my mouth. I don't know. That's just my opinion, though. But yeah, I didn't see the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. I don't think I will see it. Also, new RPG Horror Maker game came out. Oh, are you talking about Little Goody Two Shoes? I definitely want. I want to play that. I heard it's a prequel to Pocket Mirror, which I've never played on stream, but I've watched it a long time ago. Like, I watched PewDiePie play it back in the day a long time ago. It's like a kind of horror visual novel, Stardew Valley, I've heard of. The only thing is it has some lasagna in it, so I don't know if I'll play it on stream. But it seems very, very interesting. I love RPG Maker stuff. Was that the Beta 87? Movies are delayed, always delayed overseas. I did not know that. Oh, no, y'all are talking about that weird incest game. Guys, I ain't playing no yucky, I saw the Steam page for it, and it had a giant pentagram on it, and it's about siblings cannibalizing each other and being incestuous. Honestly, it just screams overly edgy to me. I'm not gonna play I'm a Christian. I'm not gonna play a game like that. What are you out of your mind? What were they thinking? I'm not gonna play some game like that. I mean, that's like asking me to play. Like, I'm an old school RPG person. I don't know many new stuff, but that's like the equivalent of asking me to play Mogeko Castle on stream as a Christian. I'm not gonna play it. You know what I mean? You can. Yeah, shock for shock's sake. I don't like shock for shock's sake. You have to have, like, I've never played Fear and Hunger or whatever, but I feel like that does a way better job at being dark or edgy. I feel like there has to be some sort of reason, and I feel like that game, even though I've never seen any videos on it or whatever, but I just can tell already that game does it in a much more tasteful way. You have to be tasteful with your shock, and you have to do it for plot purposes. I mean, if you're just being shocked for the sake of shock's sake, you just, honestly, you turn into, like a soy jack, like, with a, I saw this thing, and it was, like, it was this soy jack, and it had, like, a lively thing, and it was, like, gore addict, and it was just, like, a big soy jack face. Like, it's not good to, like gore just for the sake of gore. Like, I feel like there has to be a reason to it. But that's my opinion. Five Nights at Freddy was never meant to be mainstream. I agree, yeah. Five Nights at Freddy's having a movie is so weird to me, because I feel like in 10 years there's going to be a movie, like, for Undertale or something. Like, it's insane how accessible fandoms are nowadays. Like, you were an anime fan back in my day, you're getting put in the trash. I got put in the trash for being an autistic weeb, you know what I mean? But nowadays it's like, oh, bro, you like anime? Oh, you're what's it, W-Riz or whatever the kids say, you know what I mean? It's just so weird. Like, the tides have changed so much, and, I don't know how I feel about it. What about Faith? Oh, I've heard about Faith. I was interested in playing that, but somebody told me that a VTuber had an unironic panic attack over it, so I don't know if I'd, like, I don't want to give myself a panic. Like, if a VTuber had a panic attack over, like, an unironic panic attack over it, I don't know how I'd do with it, you know what I mean? Me when the anime is W-Riz Ohio, and yeah, that's something I've noticed has like, I was on YouTube, and I get this thing in my recommended, and it's like, sticking out your cat for the Rizzler, you're so skibbity, you're so Phantom Tax, I just wanna be your Sigma, baby come here, give me your Ohio, and I was like, what is this? Is this what Gen Alpha is up to nowadays? Just insane levels of brain rot we couldn't even think of. What's it called? Man-made horrors beyond my comprehension. Hollow's played it and we're fine. Okay, I'll play it then. Maybe. I don't know. See, it's weird because I don't really like playing modern games. The last modern games I played I didn't like. Like, somebody was like, play Pizza Tower, I played it, and I didn't like it at all, and then my whole comment section is just, like, Gen Alpha being like, I can't believe you didn't like this game, oh, heck you, and it's like, I'm allowed to have my opinion. I'm an old fart, I'm an old fart dinosaur, okay? I may be only 23, but mentally, I'm like a 35-year-old, you know what I mean? Like, I like old games, like, I wanna, like, the problem is, I'm very bad at technology, though. I want to play super old games, like, we're talking PC 98 level, but I don't know how to emulate any of them. And the other problem is, let me just say, I absolutely love PC 98 art and music. I think no other era of video gaming can be topped. But it sucks because half of the library on PC 98 is pornographic for some reason, and I don't even know why that was a thing. Like, why did PC 98 have to be the prawn system? But I was thinking, like, I don't know how to edit, but just because they're so obscure and they're such, like, hidden gems, I was like, maybe I could just upload a regular thing of me playing it and then, like, just edit out the bad parts, because I really think, I really love the graphics of it, truly. Older games have more soul. I mean, yeah, it sounds kind of weird. Its current year Athena opinions are forbidden because the users are sweating nerds. Sorry, this is the internet. You're only allowed to have your own opinion if it agrees with everyone else's, even if they're contradictory, right? The new Mario looks great. I have to make time to play it, though. Are we talking about the RPG or Wonder? Because Wonder, look, I'm just going to say, people don't try hard at all to hide their fetishes nowadays. Why can you make Princess Peach and Mario and everybody inflate? It just has... all I know is you can make them inflate like balloons in those games, and I just know DeviantArt is going all over it. That's all Ah, look, even Mac and Cheese said Mario DeviantArt Edition. We got this. We were thinking the same thing. I just, like, I'm not gonna play a poorly disguised fetish game. I'm not. I'm not. But I'm really not a remake fan either. But I am curious. I am curious about the Super Mario RPG. And you know what? I'm very interested. Oh, it's been a thing since Mario World. My bad then. Disregard that. I did not know that. But you know what? Is Super Mario RPG the one with the I know in Japan, like in the story in Japanese, there was a ghost in that game who was like transgender or something. I'm just very curious. I wonder how Nintendo is going to handle that in America in current year. Not to get political or anything, but it was very interesting how Nintendo of America was very, like, they censored a ton of stuff back then. Like, even in Castlevania, they got rid of, like, all the cross imagery. And Nintendo of America didn't want to be controversial in the slightest. Like, they got rid of, crosses in Castlevania. There was, like, a scene in Zelda 2, correct me if I'm wrong, where, like, Link is praying and they got rid of that. They got rid of all religious imagery, and they also, like, changed, like, people's, like, there was a lot of, like, transgender characters in Japanese games, like Mario 2 Birdo, Vivian, Thousand Year Door, thank you, Thousand Year Door, Gracie Grace, Animal Crossing, and in Nintendo of America they just completely erased that all from their characters. And it's like, I wonder with Nintendo remaking, good night son, thank you for being here, I wonder how, like, Nintendo of America is going to handle remaking games that were censored previously beforehand. Like, I don't know. Like, would they just rewrite their own canon in the West and make it how it was originally meant to be, or would they stick with it? I don't know. They did that with Splatterhouse as well. Thank you. This the same America that was panicking in the 80s for saying games were satanic, but then they removed crosses from games. Yeah, I feel like Nintendo did that just to like pander to as many people as possible, to be inoffensive to everyone as possible. Yes, that's what I was talking about. O2, yeah, in Zelda 2, yeah. Link is praying in front of the crucifix. You're right, but they got all rid of that. But I think I'm somebody, even if I disagree with the content in your game, for instance, like that gross incest game, I'm not going to say, like, it should be censored or banned, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like art exists to provoke, to entertain, to think, to make people think. And getting rid of certain things in certain games, Nintendo of America, I think that was just a dumb move. I know why they did it, obviously. Why else would they do anything they do? For money. But I'm somebody who values creative freedom and wouldn't want my games to be censored if I sold them on the market. But then you may be like, oh, well then why are you gonna censor a PC-98 game? Well, because you can play it. I'm not saying we should censor the game in general. I'm saying for me, I'll censor it. But for others, I don't think censorship should be a thing. Like book banning. Like, I know, like, we're getting kind of political, so my bad, but, like, I know that, like, they're banning a ton of books, in Florida specifically, and it's like, even if a book is controversial or it says things you don't like, I'm against it. I feel like part of a Christian is we have free will to choose what we think is best for us, and I feel like banning things goes kind of against that free will. Just my opinion. I don't know. You can agree to disagree with me. It doesn't matter. I'm just stating what I'm thinking. What my old noggin is cooking up. Like, I remember, like when I was in freshman year of high school, like, some of the books we read were banned. Like, Lord of the Flies, I read that freshman year of high school. It was on my curriculum, and apparently that was a banned book. I didn't see anything in that book that I thought was ban-worthy. It's weird. I don't like when people are trying to ban Bibles, and I don't like when people are trying to ban, like, some woke stuff. I think everybody should have their creative outlet, even if it provides more harm than good, because we all have free will on this earth, and banning stuff like that goes against the concept of free will. Just my opinion. Not. Oh yeah, for schools, you're right. I'm cooking. But, what else is new? The game, Blank World was an early, cutesy Pac-Man style game where you played as a little dinosaur that uses crosses to stop a devil. It was called Devil World. Never made it here, probably because of the crosses. That's interesting. I'd wanna check that out. Yeah. Oh, and also, did anybody do anything Halloween? I don't celebrate Halloween because I'm Christian and I think it's a demonic holiday, but I'm curious if you guys did anything. I've always been meaning to do, like, a stream on Halloween about, like, why not to celebrate Halloween, but it's just never happened. Maybe next year, what do you know? There's a really good video, Mr. showed me, Mr. has, like, a bunch of these old VHSs of, like, obscure media just in his house. He has, like, over 200 of them. He just has shelves and shelves of weird VHSs. It's really cool. But there's this series called, what's it called? I think it's called Satanic Panic, and it's the first one in the series. And everybody is clowning on them in the comments, but it's actually a very informative video about, like, the dangers of Halloween and how it relates to the occult and stuff. Like, Mr. is somebody who studied the occult a lot, so I don't understand when people are like, no, you don't understand, Athena, Halloween is actually a Christian holiday. And it's like, I don't, like, I'm a very literal person, and when we have, like, people literally saying that Halloween is the most powerful day of the year for them to conjure up their magic and talk to spirits and stuff, and, you know, it's just all about blood and scary stuff, and, you know, that adrenochrome pumping in you. I'm like, how can this be a Christian holiday? I don't understand. You know what I mean? But that's just my opinion. I'm sure there's some Catholics and Orthodox who will agree to disagree with me. But I'm a very literal person, and I just don't see how that Halloween goes back to Samhain, the old pagan tradition to dress up as a way to scare away evil spirits. The pagans would actually dress up. The pagans believed that the spirits were most powerful on that night, and they would dress up as evil spirits, so the spirits would think that they were one of them. The whole concept of trick-or-treating actually originates back as wherein people would offer, like, a quote-unquote, like, blessing outside their house, so the spirits wouldn't play tricks on them. It's interesting. Thank you, William. Yeah, I remember Dawn was like, I said I don't celebrate Halloween, and Dawn was like, I'm gonna toilet paper your house. Yeah, I guess I'm a big party pooper. I'm not giving out candy or anything. I'm a big party pooper. But, I mean, like, even though Christmas is also pagan, like, I can't help myself. I'm a Christmas fan. I'm definitely a Christmas lover, and I'm gonna celebrate Christmas. It's not as malicious as Halloween, so I'll say that. Me, when I make stuff up. You think I'm making stuff up? Maybe we could do a stream on it. I'd be interested in that. But, you know, that's why I really respect you guys. And, like, I'm really blessed for this community, because, like, at the end of the day, I'm not saying I'm right on everything, and like, I'm not a perfect person. Like, I feel like it's really good that in this community, like, we can agree to disagree on stuff and we can still be friends at the end of the day. Because I just know, like, if see, it's kind of weird because, like, I'm old school even in the form of VTubing. Like, I don't even know Hololive Gen 3. I don't even know any of these girls' names. All I know is Garguro still the most popular VTuber. I don't keep up with this stuff anymore. I'm an old fart. I tapped out 2 years ago. I don't, you know what I mean? So, it's like, but, like, what I'm trying to say is, like, if Gargura said something and, like, said something objectively maybe false or wrong, like, her whole audience would be like, no, I can't believe, oh God, it's over, it's so over, but like, I'm happy that I have a community where it's just like, oh, okay, Athena said something wrong or schizo again or something I disagree with, but she's still my friend at the end of the day, which makes me happy, you know what I mean? I'm gonna get a drink of water. Oh, but yeah, it definitely is super commercialized. You're right, mac and cheese. You know, when it was actually when I first really met Mr. Hey, Jack. Oh, we were just talking about Halloween, Jack. The only job I had, because, let's just be honest, streaming isn't a job. This is my hobby. I had one real job, which was, and this was, I didn't really realize, you know, the spiritual danger I put myself in working there. But I had one real job for 2 months. It lasted 2 months. That's pretty good for an autistic girl, right? I worked at Spirit Halloween. I've told this story a couple times, I think, but I worked at Spirit Halloween, and, like, obviously, like, they made me do, like, the lowest of the low stuff, like, just clean the bathroom and clean the floor, you know what I mean? Oh, me be a cashier? Like, never. Like, I was like, oh, can I please be cashier? But nope. Oh, Athena, you're back to scrubbing the floors and cleaning the bathroom. Go clean that. Go clean the poo out of the bathroom, Janny, Athena. You know what I mean? So that was what I was doing. But honestly, it was fun. Like, it sucks because I love the concept of cosplaying and dressing up. It just sucks that it's used for a bad holiday. But it was fun when I was there. I mean, the girls were very rude to me. There was this one girl who would spitball me, which I didn't even know kids were still doing, so I guess shout out to her for keeping the tradition alive. But when I would be cleaning, she would just throw spitballs at me, and I told the manager or whatever, and he made it so she didn't work during my shift or whatever. But they definitely fear the autism. Like, I feel like they just know, like, if somebody's different and they just want to throw spitballs on you. But, like, girl, I'm just trying to clean. But even though the girls were really mean and, like, I was cleaning a lot, it was fun. Because, well, first of all, even though I don't like Halloween, I am a sucker for Halloween music. I mean, Thriller, how am I not, I mean, I know it sounds basic, but how am I not supposed to just get up and jam when Thriller comes on? You know what I mean? Like, they played this song all the time at the Halloween store. It was called Rico Suave. I never understood how it was a Halloween song. But the lyrics are just like, Rico Suave. I don't know, but it's always been in my head because they've that was the song they played there the most. I don't even know why I'm talking about the Halloween story. Oh, because we're talking about Halloween. Just, I guess, relating it back to my life experience. But it was fun there. I liked helping people out, and, like, choosing the best costume for them and stuff. But I definitely wouldn't work there anymore now that I've realized the spiritual danger I put myself in, because, like, there was this one girl, like I said, I was just getting into Christianity then. I didn't really know too much about the occult or anything, and this one girl was like, oh, I'll do your tarot reading, and I was like, lol, okay, I'm dumb, I don't know anything. So she did it to me or whatever, and then I told Mister, and he was like, no, you can't, you know, that's bad magic, you can't be doing that, and I was like, oh, okay, my bad. So, but yeah, definitely not gonna work there anymore. But it was a nice memory I have. Oh, that's something I need to try to do. I want to get on disability. I really do. Now that my Athena Health update saga crisis is over, I'll talk to my psychiatrist about getting on disability. It's hard because there's definitely I don't know the right word. I don't want to say discrimination, I'll say lack of, what's it called when you just have a lack of education? There's a general, I don't know the word, so I'll just say there's a general lack of education when it comes to autism, I feel like. My psychiatrist was saying how, like, people with Asperger's are higher functioning people. It's harder for them to get on disability because I feel like most people, you know, they see somebody, if you look quote unquote normal, you don't need disability, you know what I mean? But, you know, there's some disabilities where physical symptoms show, like Down syndrome, you know what I mean? So, ignorance, right. Exactly. But there's some disabilities like Down syndrome where you can just look at a person and be like, oh, okay, I know you need disability or something. But for me, you know, it's hard because, I mean, I may have, like, autism eyes or whatever, but, and if you interact with me, you could definitely tell. But if you just look at me in a photo, well, maybe by my stance or my posture, you could tell I was autistic. But just looking at me, I feel like many people would say, you know, you don't need disability. Why can't you just go work a job, you lazy Zoomer? You know what I mean? But it's difficult because, you know, you still struggle with overstimulation is a big one I've been facing a lot in my life recently. And these people just don't understand that. They don't understand, or they don't understand how you can be bad socially. Like, it's interesting because I feel like the whole reason why I started streaming was to help me with my social anxiety and my social problems. I feel like I definitely am better socially online, but in real life, it's still kind of like you're talking to like a little potato. You know what I mean? But excuse me. Hopefully they'll get me on disability because I can't hold a normal job and I don't make enough from streaming. So I want to get on disability so I can support Mr. and I, you know, do my part. That would make me happy. So hopefully I can do that. Okay, good night, Ether. Yeah, we're just chilling. No one can understand it unless they experience it. Exactly, you know. And they've been trying over the years. Like, there was this video and it was like, autism simulator, and I was like, what the heck is autism simulator? Like Carrie sent, I don't know if Carrie's still here. Oh, and hey baby, like Carrie sent me this funny meme and it was like how people with autism see the world, and it was just like a bunch of like pirate stuff. It was like our matey, and it was like I didn't really understand it, but there unironically are things like to help people understand, like there was a classic one I remember. It was like this kid at the mall, and like he was autistic. So you can barely hear me. Oh, okay, sorry. I'll turn it up. Okay, this is my max volume now. Is that better? This kid at the mall, and you know, you focus. You can hear all the background noise. You can't really hear the person talking to you, but you can hear all the background noise, and and everything is bright and overstimulating, and your heart is budum 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 budum. I don't know the word doki doki. I don't even know the English word, but I know the Japanese word because I'm a weeb. But I was like, yeah, this is pretty accurate. You know what I mean? Especially like if you're overstimulated. So there's definitely things that can help people understand, but I just have to. But you know, at the end of the day, I'm a Christian, so I trust God, so I know that whatever God needs for me to happen in life will get done. So that's all I need to worry. I don't need to worry. Do you feel autism is a superpower? I don't know how to feel about people saying autism is a superpower. I feel like autism is just like anything else in life, really. You know, it has its ups and it has its downs. There is a rare form of autism called, oh my gosh, it's my special interest and I can't remember the dang word. Are you kidding me? Just a little brain fart right now. Autism genius word. Only 5% of people have it. Oh, savant. That's the word. Savant. It's usually only found in people with autism, and out of the autistic population, only about 5% of people have it, but you see it most represented in media, like in Rain Man, for instance. Savant syndrome, it's where you have like an extraordinary condition, like you're a genius in one certain aspect of life. Like maybe it's painting, or legality, or computers, or something like that. but it only affects 5% of the autistic population. But what are the ups? Well, I personally think, I feel like if I wasn't autistic, I wouldn't be me, if that makes sense. I mean, that sounds dumb. It's like, oh, if I wasn't me, I wouldn't be me. But, like, for me, I feel like it's a common misconception that people with autism don't have empathy, but this is why I'm saying, and I really hope in the DSM-6 or something it can go into more detail on this, but I truly believe in my heart there's, like, 4 main types of autism. Like, I have Asperger's syndrome, and I'm hoping that they can find more and record more, because some autistic people, like I said, there's different types. You don't understand or feel very empathetic, but other autistic people, you have a sort of hyper empathy, and for me, this can be a blessing and a curse, but I feel I'm somebody who has hyper empathy due to my autism, because it's not just a normal thing, it's related to my condition. And I feel like hyper empathy really helps me connect and help people, because I feel like that's what God is calling me to do in life. Help people, spread the gospel, talk about my journey, and help people with their journey, just navigating the world. And being empathetic, I get people in my DMs asking me for advice and stuff, and I want to answer them and help them. I feel like being hyper empathetic is a really good side effect, for lack of better word, of being autistic, that I can use to help people. I like having a very literal mind. I like literal thinking. My having Asperger's has made me, I mean, I may say I'm, like, dumb or something, but, like, as a goof, but, like, I am intellectually pretty gifted, which I'm happy about. I love learning new information. That's definitely a good thing about autism, is when you do your special interest or something, and you memorize every single trivial piece of information you can. And it can be a subject that, maybe you can really use to help somebody. Like, I know it's probably the most basic thing for an autistic person's special interest to be autism itself, but mine is, and obviously I have other special interests like some video games and weeb stuff, but autism in of itself is my special interest, and I love knowing every single new piece of information I can get my hands on about it, and that can be a positive, because you can help people understand you and other people better. And I know I don't want to sound like a hippie, but you can do your best to make the world a better place with it. You know what I mean? I mean, maybe this can be a good thing, is I have hyper smell, hyper hearing, my spidey senses, or whatever, as my mother calls it. I can smell things before my mother I can smell things before anybody else smells them, which maybe could help in a maybe if I smell poison gas leak or something. I don't know, maybe that could help somebody out one day. That could be a plus, you know what I mean? Kind of like a dog nose, I guess, you know what I mean? But that could be a plus. But I feel like it makes me, my deer senses. But I wouldn't say it's a superpower, but I'm happy I have it, because I feel like maybe I wouldn't be as loving or caring if I didn't have this, you know what I mean? So I'm happy I have it. Or I wouldn't be able to help as many people if I didn't have it. Obviously, there's a lot of negatives, like overstimulation, hyperhearing, which sucks. Meltdowns being the big one. A sensory processing disorder with it. But I feel like everything in life, nothing is perfect. Everything will always have its ups, and everything will always have its downs. And if we can recognize that, and do our best to acknowledge the positives that a certain thing that we have has for us, then we can do our best to live with it and make the world a better place. So one thing I've never understood, I know this was, I don't know why this turned into an autism stream, my bad, but one thing I've never understood is that why people are afraid of autism. I've never understood that. Maybe it's because I've never lived without it, but when I see people wanting to cure autism, I just don't understand why. Like, depression is a serious thing that can hurt you and has no upsides whatsoever. So I understand why we want depression to go away. But autism, it affects even the way you think. It affects the way you talk. It affects the way you interact. It affects the way you deal with life. It's not an entirely negative thing. It would, if we cured somebody of it, they would be an entirely different person. I feel like if people with autism got cured, they wouldn't have the spark they used to. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have a spark for many things as I do now. And I've never understood why people want to cure it. I mean, I remember, like, it's weird because people either want to cure it or they want the entire society to be autistic. Like Asperger's, like, people say, oh, if we can engineer a genetically superior race of people with Asperger's, so they're so intellectually superior and they know morality and everything, and it's like, I don't think either is right. I don't think eugenics should be for or against autism. I think we should just let autism live. You know what I mean? It used to be very yandere back then. Yeah, I was kind of crazy back then. Like I said, I've come a long way. I remember, like, if somebody unfollowed me or something, I'd be like, hey, why did you unfollow me? You know what I mean? But not to be crazy, but I'm just a people pleaser. You know, I want to know what I can do to improve myself. But if somebody unfollows me now, like, there's a lot of people that I miss that have left my channel over the years. And, I mean, I could DM them, hey, why'd you leave? Could you want to come back? But I know that, you know, they're probably dealing with something in their life and they made the choice that's best for them, so I can't hate on them for that, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm a lot more chill and I'm very happy for that. Mac and Cheese says, I can remember nearly everything about my favorite games, yet for some reason forget basic stuff like checking my fly zipped up. Yeah, that definitely sounds like the autistic experience. I met someone who was obviously autistic the other day, and the dude was super annoying. Yeah. I mean, maybe that's why people don't like us. We definitely are, for lack of a better word, cringe. Like, I am cringe, but I am free. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I know I'm annoying. I can spurg about a rhythm game I play for 20 hours a day, but I don't. Because I know you guys probably wouldn't. I mean, maybe I could do a special stream about, all about D4DJ lore, but I'm not going to, you know what I mean? I've taken many social classes over the years to help me, but a lot of people don't have the access to that, you know what I mean? I definitely would be way more spurgy and annoying if I didn't take social classes, but in my mind, you know. And I don't think it's a form of masking, because I am my true authentic self. But I try to make the conversations I hold with people continue and go down a right path. Like, I definitely could be, like, just spurging about my interest and not care about what anybody says. But in social class, you know, they said that you have to be interested about what the other person is talking about as well, because how would you like it if they weren't interested in what you have to say? You know what I mean? Just stuff like that. Or how to act at a party, or how to act on a date, or how to form friendships. You know, these are things I learned, and they still may be hard, but they're things I learned in social classes specifically designed for autistic teenagers. So maybe that's why I'm not as annoying. Yeah, exactly, strategic. That's why I think I hope in like the DSM-6 or something it can be categorized even more, because autism is such a wide category that it makes the word almost useless for communication. I agree, because if somebody says I'm autistic, you don't know if they're level 1, 2, 3. Are you low functioning? Are you high functioning? Do you have Asperger's syndrome? You know, there's so many things, and it's like, I feel like maybe autism could be a big umbrella one day, and then there could be different subcategories. That's what I'm thinking of. Kind of like how neurodivergency is now with autism and ADHD and stuff like that. People are afraid of autism because it's different from the norm. Thus our monkey brain tells us something's wrong with them, even if they're not dangerous. I agree. Autism has many downsides, but it also has its upsides. Many people just don't want to have the downsides. You know, it's interesting, because if somebody was like, if God came, I won't use God as an example, but if somebody was like, oh, we took a pill and it can make only the positive effects of your autism, you won't suffer any more meltdowns anymore, would you take it? I don't know if I would take it, because I feel like then I would lose part of a naturally human experience, a natural human emotion. I feel like sadness and anxiety and stuff is a natural human emotion, and sometimes it's natural and healthy to feel that way about certain things. I don't know if I would want to be happy all the time. It's important to realize the many ups and downs life has. You know what I mean? I try to be an optimist, but let's just say my grandmother passed away. I don't want to be cheering and be happy all the time. You know, maybe I would have a meltdown, but I feel like that's normal, and that's healthy. It can help regulate your emotions, and I feel like, how can we understand true happiness if we don't understand true suffering in life? You know what I mean? Like, that's the reason why I think I went through so much trauma in the past, is because I don't think I could truly be happy or appreciate what I have if I didn't go through the pain I went through in the past. That's just my opinion, though. Social interaction is, and how are you doing, Mama? Sorry, I should say Mel, like it's kind of weird to call you Mama. Social interaction is kind of a negotiation. You both kind of have to present a version of yourself that is socially acceptable. Well, I'm my true, authentic self, and if people don't like it, they can just click off the video. Autism is like setting the brain to random. Yeah, it's like setting the brain to a fun factor. What's it called in those video games? It's a fun factor, right? Fun level. I know Undertale had it. Like, different things happen at different fun levels. Amori had it too. Is it a video game exclusive, or is it only to RPGs? Yeah, that's true. Some people use their mental illness as an excuse for things. You should just own up to it. Yeah. Oh, that's a good manga. I've heard of that. Silly Wonker. Silly Wonker. That's a silly name. Okay. Is there anything we've kind of been talking about mental stuff a lot. What about cultural stuff? What's been going on? I know Five Nights at Freddy's movie. We talked about Halloween. Did I miss anything? Like, what's new in the VTuber world? Let me guess. 5 new people graduated and 5 new people debuted. Let me guess. That's the normal. That's the norm, right? Any new games? We talked a little bit about a new RPG game, but tell me, guys, is there any new cool games? What are the kids? What's hip with the kids these days? What's a new? Oh, Hachima's back. Okay, cool. Oh, random number generator. Most games use them to an extent. What am I thinking of with fun level, though? What am I thinking of when some video games have a fun level? Do you know what I'm talking about? Let me Google this. Fun level gaming. Is fun the same thing as RNG? All I know is Omori and Undertale both have fun level. Dang it. Fun. Let me Google fun Undertale so I can Google what this is. So I know it's in Undertale. Oh, fun value. Fun value. Fun value is a random number in Undertale selected on reset between 1 and 100. The mechanic determines the occurrence of several rare events in the game. Is that in many games, or was that only a thing made up for Undertale? I know it's in Omori too, though. Is it in all RPGs? Fun value. I'm curious. Let's look it up. Is it only Undertale? It's not only Undertale, because I know in Omori it has the same thing, because in Omori well, Mori has no curse words, but there's a fun level where if you get that random number, then the guy says a bad word, which thankfully I didn't have. Fun value in gaming. Is it the same thing as RNG? Maybe it's just the same thing as RNG. Okay, here we go. Steam, Undertale. What is fun value? Fun value is a special value in the code. It doesn't affect much gameplay-wise, but it needs to be a specific number for certain Easter eggs. Is this just an RPG thing? Is this just an Undertale Mori thing? I really thought this was, like, in gaming. In gaming! In Final Fantasy X, there was a random value that affected spawn rates. Oh, maybe... Well, then what's the difference between RNG and fun in that? Are they just the same thing? I don't know. But it's interesting. I think more video games should have mechanics like that. I like mechanics like that. Oh! Speaking of which, we should talk about what I want to do for my schedule, right? Excuse me. What I want to do with streaming. I talked about it at the beginning of the stream, but I'm determined. Determination. I am determined to beat Persona 3 this year. If it means I have to do an 8-hour stream just grinding and being nonverbal, I'll do it. But I am determined to beat Persona 3. Now, here's the kicker. Why do you want to beat Persona 3 so badly, Athena? Well, of course, I want to beat Persona 3 so I can play Persona 1, of course. Of course, the only reason why I want to beat a Persona game is so I can play a new Persona game, don't you know? I'm just gonna be honest with you. I heard the School Days OST from Persona 1, the PSP version, and I was like, this is such a banger. I just want to play a game I just want to play the game to this song. But oh, thank you, Wonker. I appreciate that, friend. What is this fun in video games you speak of? Oh, I think it's like, well, we were just talking about it. I assume it's like another subset, if that's the right word, I don't know, of RNG. You would take forever on Persona 1. Is it super long? Is it even longer than Persona 3? The interesting thing about Persona 1, though, is I would love to play the original version of Persona 1 that they localized for the West, because I don't think I've seen another case like this where they literally changed the race of the guy, one of the guys in Persona 3. They made him, instead of making him Asian, they made him black to appeal more to the Western audience, and like they got rid of like all their Asian names and everything, and I was like, this is the most extreme case of localization I think I've seen. I don't think I've seen anything like that, and it's so interesting. Like to play the original just to see the crazy localization, that would be really interesting. But at the same time, I heard that like School Days and stuff isn't in the original, so I'd probably just play the PSP version. I mean, I'm playing P3 on the PS3. Why not play P1 on the PSP? So I can just hear that banger. And, I mean, I feel like I would understand the story more if everything was in Japanese. Persona 2 seems interesting, too. I mean, isn't there, like, a literal boss fight with Hitler at the end? That sounds crazy. Shin Megami Tensei? I don't know how I feel about Shin Megami Tensei, because don't you, like, recruit demons and stuff, like, just as a Christian? But Nocturne, I saw this video about Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne, and it did seem interesting, though. But it's hard because I'm an RPG girl at the end of the day, and RPGs are just so long, and I don't know what to do. I want to play Neptunia, I want to play the Personas, I want to play Final Fantasy VII. I know it's one of the most basic normie games out there nowadays, but I want to play it. Like, there's just so many. Need more jelly donuts, exactly. These jelly-filled donuts are great. You should watch Faith Explained by Wendy-kun, but then why would I want to play it if I know the plot? That's kind of like why I play games, you know, to experience the story, especially RPGs. RPGs are very story-based. I love story-based games. Why would I want it spoiled? You know what I mean? So I don't know, but oh, I wanna finish Half-Life. Once I finish Half-Life, I don't know if I'll do Half-Life 2 because System Shock piqued my interest. Carrie! Thank you, friend. 22 months. Dang, has it been that long? Carrie says, is it true that they had a Monogatari collab in D4DJ but didn't add any of the openings? They do have a Monogatari collab in D4DJ. In fact, the second part of the collab is on now. But D4DJ does this thing where they introduced it a year ago. It's kind of, I love the game with all my heart, but it's kind of going down the drain. They've gotten extremely lazy. So the cards used to have 2 illustrations, one for untrained and one for trained. But now, just because they're lazy, they made a SP card where it's just 1 illustration, but in exchange for 1 illustration, it's super powerful card. But, so all the Monogatari collab cards are all SP, so it's only 1 illustration instead of 2, which sucks. But yeah, there is a collab. You can get cards. You should try to make a priority list of games in order to play them. Yeah, because I want to play after Half-Life, the next FPS I want to play is System Shock, but I heard it's very cryptic. I don't know if I'd understand it. I feel like Harry told me like it's extremely hard to understand. And then there's this other game I want to play. I forgot what it's called, but it's, I think, is it for the PS2? I don't know if it's for the PS2. But you use like a voice monitor and you talk to the girl in the game and she like beats up zombies and stuff. And then of course I want to play all the PC-98 games and a bunch of old games I played when I was a kid for CD-ROM. There's just so many games. I don't know what to do. Ow! Don't know what to do. Too many games. But, and then on top of games, I want to do movie watch-alongs and karaoke. But there's so much to do. But I feel like I'm gonna be streaming it when it's like 2030. Like, you know what I mean? Like, even if I'm still at like 5K subs, I'll still be streaming because this is a fun hobby for me. It takes my mind off of stuff, lets me play fun games, and I mean, I feel like it's just fun. I like streaming. And you know what, I was thinking about it a couple of days ago. I'm very blessed that I'm not a huge VTuber. I would probably hate being a huge VTuber. You can't interact with your community one-on-one. It gets into weird parasocial territory. You probably let clout consume you. Like, I'm very blessed that, like, I'm tiny. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm very happy to be back. I'm actually going to work on my schedule for Monday to Friday tomorrow. And I'll post my schedule soon in the community tab for what games I'm going to play. Oh, and Gator's son told me that in Europe, I think, they already turned back the clocks. So, like, instead of 5 p.m., I stream at, like, 4 p.m. there. I know in America, our time when, like, we turn back the clock starts November 5th. So I think I'll be streaming at 5 p.m. but will it actually be 4 p.m.? I'll be streaming at, wait, what? I don't know. We're gonna turn back the clocks or whatever though, but I'll be streaming at the same time. Help Mr. with the grindy parts of the RPG. Mr.'s a very busy person, but hopefully he can. Yeah, but I like streaming. But anyway, I'm kind of hungry. It's been 2 hours. I don't really have much else to discuss. You guys have told me what's new, so I think I'm good. Oh, but yeah, I was saying, along with games, I want to also do stuff like movie watch-alongs. And what's the longest you've streamed? It must have been when I was first starting out. It must have been either a Mori, because the game was just so good, or trying to beat that one level on Friday Night Funkin'. Or was it me trying to beat Toho? I don't know. But I've never streamed for more than 4 hours, I don't think. That's pushing it. 2 hours, 30 minutes is already pushing it for me. So I'm not sure. Thank you, amigo.
Oh, it's okay if you're late to my streams. Like, sometimes people are like, oh, I'm not going to be able to watch your stream, and it's like the VOD will be up, friend. The VOD will be up. The VOD's not going anywhere. You know what I mean? You can always just leave a comment on the VOD or, you know, whatever. So, yeah, I look forward to continuing to stream, and I'm excited to see what the future holds. Thank you, everybody, for being here, and I think we're done for the night. Gaming! Okay. See you guys Monday. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much, everybody, for praying for me. I truly appreciate it. Like I said, I'm all better now. Very blessed. God is good. Thank you all. Oh, dang it, Tom. Tom says, I saw you live right at the end. Well, I'll just have to watch the VOD. Yep, like I said, I was just saying, the VODs will always be up. So, thank you for being here, even if it was last moment. Let's say our prayers, and then we'll skedaddly doodly. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Oh, Lord, thank you so much for providing us all this wonderful day. Thank you for getting me back into the swing of things for streaming. Thank you for everybody that prayed for me to feel better. I pray that you may be with them and help them whatever they're going through. Please fill us all with peace and your love, O Lord. Help us to grow closer to you, read our Bible, say our prayers, and we bind and rebuke any enemies trying to harm us by the blood of your Son, Yahuwah HaMashiach, Jesus Christ. Amen. In Father, and Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen. Thank you, guys. Oh, that's just one thing I'll say, like a lot of VTubers, like, collab with other VTubers. I don't really have many VTuber friends, but it's still fun streaming and interacting with all of you, and I'm very blessed for that. But so, I'll keep doing all I can do, and keep streaming, and keep praying, everybody. God loves y'all. Oh, and one other thing, I'm sorry. Strategic was like, the VODs aren't going anywhere, YouTube, hold my beer. That's what I was thinking of. I was thinking of, like, I know many VTubers have merchandise, but I feel like it would be kind of basic to just print a little thing of me on a shirt or something. I was thinking, like, maybe I could transcribe some of my VODs to VHS. Like, that would be cool, wouldn't it? Like, because in case electricity ever goes out one day, or, like, they mess with the internet, which I'm sure they will, then it would be like a box collection set of, like, Athena plays blah, 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 and it will just be me playing the game. Like, I feel like that's an interesting media that's untapped in right now. Like, transcribing live streams to VHS. I don't think anybody's done that before. I don't know if that's even something that sounds interesting, but I'm interested in doing that. But anyway, we'll see. I have a lot stored up in my old little noggin. So we'll see. But anyway, I'll be back to streaming Monday, and thank you all so much for being here. Jesus loves you. I appreciate you all, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you Monday. Bye-bye!